Hulk Hogan, shut the f up already. We're sick and tired of old farts trying to reclaim the days of glory. It's over, brother. But now Hulk Hogan wants to come out to the crowd. He wants the cheers from the crowd. Nobody cares, Hulk Hogan. You're washed, my nigga. Your message is washed already. Let me guess, you're gonna tell a 14-year-old to take his vitamins and say his prayers. And eat his vegetables like we're in 1985. My nigga, we're trying to fuck bitches. Hey, Hulkster, we're trying to get money and fuck bitches. Every 14-year-old I know wants to buy a Monclese. He wants a raw dog women. He wants to buy a Perk 30. That's fake. And get high all day. We don't care about what you're talking about, Hulk Hogan. We really don't. So Hulk Hogan comes out on Raw, and everybody boos the shit at him, because we don't want to hear it, old fart. I mean, ask yourself, when was the last time you sat down and said, I wonder what an old fart has to say about this? Let me get some advice from an old fart. You know, people say listen to the older people because they have a lot of wisdom. I don't subscribe to that thought. Whenever my grandpa starts talking, I just automatically think to myself, shut the fuck up, old man. Put on a scarf. It's freezing outside. You're put on a scarf. Shut the fuck up, you old fart. I'll punch you in the chest and break your little bird cage of a chest. With your stupid little graham cracker bones. I'll break you in half, old fart. That's it, because that's the advice you get from old people. Put on a scarf because it's cold outside. You're going to catch a cold and get pneumonia. Yeah, thanks for the advice, Grandpa. I'll get myself a scarf so I don't die from pneumonia like you old shit stain. Thanks, Grandpa. I appreciate that. And you see, that's what bothers me. These old people think they got it all figured out. Well, I've been alive for 95 years. And you haven't done shit with your life for 95 years. You're literally a homeless bum. And this is exactly what happened with Hulk Hogan. WWE threw a massive event to celebrate, their partnership with Netflix. And they brought back all the old timers, including Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan comes out, and Hulk Hogan apparently doesn't know that everybody hates Hulk Hogan. Nobody wants to hear from this old fart. The gimmick is already old. It's from the 80s. Nobody wants to hear Hulk Hogan. Nobody's interested in what you got to say. And Hulk Hogan comes out, boo, boo. First thing he starts saying, let me tell you something, brother. I love the fans, the Hulkamaniacs, and you guys are the best, and we're a partner. We're a tag team partnership, and we love each other. And then you hear the fans, get the fuck off the stage, you old fart. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear. But Hulk Hogan still wants to preach the same message from the 80s. Like, if people care. Hulk Hogan, switch up the messaging. Everybody knows you're a racist. Everybody knows you're a scumbag. Lean into it. Because maybe that way people started to appreciate you more. But if I were Hulk Hogan and I would have been there in the middle of the crowd, I love the Hulkamaniacs and the Hulkamaniacs run Raw for me. Boo, boo. Everybody's booing. I'll be like, huh? What? Hulkamaniacs are booing? Well, let me tell you something, brother. Which one of y'all guys is booing me? Let me see in the crowd. Oh, it's a black guy, brother. Well, let me tell you something, Negroid. Black people commit most of the crimes in this country, even though they represent a small minority of the population. And let me tell you something else, brother. Foundation of Black Americans isn't a real thing. You guys didn't build shit. God damn it. It was us the blonde hair and blue-eyed Aryan blood that built this country, brother. We bleed red, white, and blue because we're real Americans. Go back to Africa, brother. Guaranteed you would have said that. The crowd would have been, from 100% booing to at least maybe 70% booing. But again, these old farts don't understand anything. They think they got it all figured out. And so he has to be publicly humiliated over and over and over again, and he doesn't understand why. It's an old guy. Another thing he should have said, he was like, and what about them forest fires out in California, brother? Keep playing with God, fuck nigga. It's all that gay bus sex happening in California. All them freaky ass LGBT niggas all running rampant having booty sex. Well, guess what, brother? God and Jesus Christ are running wild on you now. Hellfire and brimstone, nigga. Now the audience, from 70% booing, maybe now it's only going to be 30% booing. Because, people are starting to be like, okay, Hulk Hogan is really spitting some facts here. Hulk Hogan is actually... And what about the Jews, brother? Let's not even get into that topic. What about the Jews with the little curly hairs on the sides and their little stupid hats? How about the Jewish people, brother? Brother, let me take you back to 1997 when I was in Starrcade in WCW, and I fought the biggest, nastiest Jew you could find. He goes by the name of Bill Goldberg, brother. I beat his Jew ass down to a pulp. The boys backstage were calling me Adolf the way I was gassing that boy in that ring. Now all of a sudden, 100% of the fans are on his side. And by the way, Hulk Hogan never beat Bill Goldberg. But Hulk Hogan is a liar. He's always lying, and people don't even know the difference because this was maybe 30 years ago. Who even cares what happened in 1997? Or if he really wants to get everybody to decide, he could just say the truth. And while we're at it, everybody's booing, let me just say the truth about what happened to me back in 1997. Back in 1997, I was ruling the wrestling world with an iron fist. I was a WCW champion. I was the leader of the NWO. And along came this random Jewish boy out of nowhere by the name of Bill Goldberg. And what did you know, brother? All of a sudden, it started to push to the side the blonde hair and blue-eyed Aryan blood running through my veins to push this random Jewish guy by the name of Bill Goldberg. And now he's going to become the... And he beat me, brother. He beat me that night in WCW Nitro. I didn't want to give up the title, brother, but I was a team player. I wanted to be a good American. And I want to say my prayers and say my vitamins. And another thing I'm going to say, brother. These Jewish people want all the black guys to sleep with all our beautiful blonde hair and blue-eyed having women. That's when my daughter Brooke was having sex with a black guy. Remember that audio that was leaked about me complaining? Well, I was upset, brother, because I found out my daughter, my precious daughter with blonde hair and blue eyes, Brooke, was having sex with a long shot having black guy. And you want to know who I blame, brother? Hulkamaniacs? That son of a bitch, Bill Goldberg, and all of his people. But you see, Hulk Hogan is not capable of pulling off a promo like this because of why? He's an old fart. He's an old fart who's out of touch. He doesn't understand what's happening. And the fans could pick up on it, and so they just boo him off the stage. Nobody wants to hear it, Hulk Hogan. Unless you're going to talk about Bill Goldberg and the Jews, we don't want to hear it, Hulkster. Get out of town. It's time to retire, Hulk Hogan. How about you put that long... By the way, Hulk Hogan has a massive log on him. I don't know if you've seen his sex tape. I've seen it. The guy is literally packing a 10-incher. It's absolutely astonishing how a guy like Hulk Hogan is packing a 10-incher. But it's true. It's a fact. It's a reality. Hulk Hogan is packing a massive beef. I mean, just go watch Hulk Hogan's sex tape. It's amazing. It's phenomenal. Hulk Hogan had sex with his best friend's wife. By the way, his best friend was in the other room. He allowed this whole thing to happen. And we get an insight to who Hulk Hogan really is. Hulk Hogan in the middle of raw dogging this woman, he goes like, "Oh, wait a minute, honey, get off of me, toots. I got a phone call. I think it's my son, Nick. Hello, Nick?" The girl's like literally writing him. He's on the phone. "Hey, Nick, I'll be there in a couple minutes, Nick." And then he starts talking about his daughter, Brooke. "You know, I love my son, Nick, but my daughter, Brooke, I mean, she's such a whore. She's such a whore. Can you believe my daughter, Brooke, is with a black guy? He's with a black, and he's not even one of the rich ones. He's one of the broke black guys. A thug from the streets." I couldn't believe it. All the money I spent on my daughter, Brooke. I gave her the best upbringing in a white neighborhood, surrounded by beautiful white boys. And she went off and ran over with a black guy, with a Monclese. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Anyways, I gotta go. My back hurts." And then he farts, and then he starts putting his pants on one leg at a time. I mean, it's the greatest sex tape that's ever existed by Hulk Hogan. This is the best work he's ever done. And notice, fans absolutely loved it because this is the real Hulk Hogan. It's at a time in his life where he's divorced. His wife kicked him out because she's sleeping with a pool boy. Literally a younger guy, like an 18-year-old. Kicked Hulk Hogan out, was going to take him to the cleaners, take all his money. And he had to sleep in his best friend's house because he doesn't have nowhere to stay. He's literally a bum at this point. And his best friend, to cheer him up, says, "Okay, Hulk Hogan, I know you're in a deep depression. You can use my wife, use and abuse my wife, raw dog her until you're satisfied, Hulk Hogan." And of course Hulk Hogan does it. And then after he busts the most massive nut, he starts talking about how black guys are ruining the country and Jewish people and all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. And so fans are listening. They're like, okay, this guy's spitting facts. But then when he goes to the ring, he starts talking about, "Listen, my Hulkamaniacs, I love you all. Say your prayers and take your vitamins." Hulkster, that message you're talking about was a message that was given to Americans when America was innocent in 1985. America has been corrupted. Notice, what does everybody want now? Well, everybody wants to bitch, get money, pop a perk 30, and eat ass for a couple hours. And maybe suck a foot and sniff some toes. Steal some panties. This is what Americans are up to nowadays, Hulk Hogan. It's no longer 1985, Hulk Hogan. We're all hooked on drugs and we're all hooked on porn.